This is Monkey World in Dorset, the largest ape and monkey rescue centre on the planet. Today on Monkey Life, chimp toddler Bryan finally makes friends with bad boy Seamus. But later, they fall out again. And it's moving day for the Gibbons as the park arranges an ape wife swap.
We're going to give them the best option that we can by offering her another male and by offering him a lady who won't be quite so nasty to him.
Monkey World is home to the largest collection of golden-cheeked gibbons outside Asia. They're an endangered species, so breeding them in captivity is vitally important. In an effort to get the gibbons to mate, the park has decided to change some of their domestic arrangements. That's going to mean moving some gibbons, and here's how they're going to do it. Now pay attention. Raphael's moving in with Alex and Jake's going over to Zoe. Because of this, they've got to shift Pungyo, Peanut and Tian to a new enclosure. In the wild, gibbons swing at speeds of up to 35 miles an hour. It's never easy moving one gibbon, never mind 7.
Bit of a big day with the gibbon section today. We're doing a bit of a swap round, so a lot going on. A lot of timings to be calculated and animals to be moved and all got to be done in the right order. So it's, hopefully, fingers crossed, it'll all go really smoothly.
First up, it's Raphael and Zoe. They've lived together for some time, but their relationship is just not going anywhere.
Gibbons do pair for life, but we have to remember that our gibbons have had very unnatural, disturbed backgrounds. We don't know why Zoe has lived with Raphael for 2 years and suddenly rejected him. But it was a very energetic and violent rejection. She did not want him at all. And if we were to keep them together, we would have had very badly injured gibbons. So we're going to give them the best option that we can by offering her another male and by offering him a lady who won't be quite so nasty to him.
And it just so happens that Jake and Alex haven't been getting along too well either.
Jake and Alex don't so much have issues, but they're not a great pair. Alex is a little bit dogged by Jake, to be honest with you. He's a little bit like a love-sick puppy following around, and I think she quite likes some space. I actually think that Raphael might be a slightly better match. He's got a slightly more playful side to him, and Alex does like a little bit of a game. So hopefully that'll bring out her playful nature too.
So the park has come up with a practical solution, a wife swap.
We're trying to do it as much as possible without any sedation, which can be tricky. Obviously, trying to get a gibbon to walk into a box when he doesn't know what's happening to him is a little bit much to ask, but so far it's going really well. It's plan, absolute perfect. We couldn't have asked for any better.
Raphael gets this complex moving day off to a flying start by just walking into his transport crate. But will all the movers prove to be as accommodating?
Open. Open that. Are you ready?
Worldwide, all 9 species of gibbons are being forced to the brink of extinction. Hopefully the park's efforts will result in some new gibbon babies.
How well they go and how quickly their pair bond, how long's a piece of string? We can't tell. Babies, yeah, of course, we want them, but just give them time. We'll just give them time. She'll get pregnant when she's ready.
With one couple moved, there's one couple to go. But there's a problem. For this last pair to move, Peanut and her family has to move first. Over in the orangutan nursery, Aris is being trained to be as relaxed around transport boxes as Gibbon Raphael. It'll be less stressful for him if he learns to walk into his travel box by himself without the need for anaesthetic.
Aris! Great!
While one keeper tempts Aris into the box with treats, a second stays by the sliding door.
I'm going to be on the slide, obviously, so he's got to be used that someone's always going to be on the slide because eventually we will shut it. And Kate's just going to encourage him in with nice little treats, really, just to encourage him in, make it really, really exciting place to be in that box.
Good boy, Aris. He's coming out in and out of the box quite happily, but we're now starting to work on duration. Good boy. So once he's been in there for a longer period of time, I'll click him for that and then give him a reward.
At 4 years old, Aris is outgrowing the nursery, and the team are preparing him for a move to the larger enclosure.
Aris can be a little bit boisterous with the youngsters sometimes, and he's, you know, he's growing up a little bit now, he's getting a bit older, so maybe it's time to be with the older guys.
For Aris, this is simply a great game, and it's played in stages.
Taking it very, very slowly, and then eventually we'll get to the stage when we can shut it completely, and we'll click and reward him, and then we'll open it straight away, and then we'll extend that period of time. It's just to make him feel comfortable that he's not going to be stuck in that box forever.
Good boy, Aris.
It's gone really, really well. He's done absolutely brilliantly today. We've managed to shut the slide quite a lot, and he's not reacted or negatively anyway, so it's gone really, really well.
Aris will be moving in a couple of weeks' time, when everybody hopes he will happily go in and out of the box.
Good boy, Aris. Good boy.
Over in the chimp nursery, newest recruit Bryan is flourishing under the watchful eye of foster mum Sally. And he seems to have found a new way of getting around the enclosure. When Bryan first arrived, bad boy Seamus was jealous of the new arrival. And foster mum Sally often had to intervene. But now the pair are friends, and thanks to Seamus's mischievous influence, Bryan is becoming more adventurous. Just like humans, chimpanzee toddlers develop and grow stronger by playing and exploring, and Seamus is helping Bryan do just that. But best of all, could it be that Bryan is actually helping Seamus learn to play nicely? Later, Bryan learns some harsh lessons about chimp etiquette. Back with the Gibbon wife swap, Raphael's moving in with Alex, and Jake's joining Zoe. But their new home is currently occupied by Peanut and her family, so there are yet more Gibbons to move.
We're going to bring Peanut, Pungyo and Tien down here to the bottom Gibbon house, where they will live as a family unit. They're growing in every way, numbers as well as size. Tien's growing up hugely now, and he's going to have this amazing space out here with trees and everything to run about in. So we're hoping that the family will live down here quite happily, and we'll sort everybody else out with their new accommodation too.
Raphael's move was textbook, but Peanut hasn't been trained to walk into a transport crate. Peanut's baby Tien is only a year old, and it's still natural for him to cling to his mum. To reduce his stress, they will move together, but Peanut is going to have to be sedated.
Sedation can be dangerous. Anaesthetic, any anaesthetic, is a worry and a risk. So if we can avoid it, we avoid it. But if we can't, we have to go for it.
For the animal manager Jeremy, it's not going to be easy. He needs to wait until Tian moves a safe distance away from his mum.
I'm not going to try and dart Mum when she's holding a baby. So, you know, there's lots of this. They will be difficult. Gibbons are always a nightmare.
Meanwhile, the park's vet Femke prepares the dart.
They're quite difficult to dart. They move around a lot, and then the moment you hold your breath, they just move up and you just miss.
The thing with any darting is you've got to be patient. You know, if you miss 2 or 3 times or have a dart failure, you've got to live with it. Just, if you start getting wound up about it, then you have to walk away and come back tomorrow.
Wendy waits nervously. But Jeremy manages to sedate Peanut. And then it's a quick trip to get Mum and baby over to the other side of the park and into their new home. Peanut is gently placed into the bedroom, with Tien firmly attached. The team now has to wait for her to come round from her anaesthetic. It's a tense time waiting for any primate to wake up, but especially with these apes that are so rare and endangered. Coming up, Jake is proof that no 2 gibbons ever get in a box the same way.
Jake, come here.
No.
And toddler Bryan gets a lesson in chimp manners. At Monkey World in Dorset, the atmosphere is tense in the new gibbon house. Golden-cheeked gibbons are an endangered primate species. The staff are waiting anxiously for Peanut to come round from her anaesthetic. She's been sedated to move her and her family across the park to a much larger enclosure. Her baby, Tien, clings on tightly to her.
Peanut has been darted, Chen obviously not. He's still awake, he's even drinking from her now. I have to wait again to give her the reversal, because one of the 2 ingredients we gave her should wear off first, because it will make her hallucinate if she still has that in her and she wakes up a little bit. So we wait another 10 minutes and then reverse the 1 agent, and then she'll wake up slowly and Chen hopefully will be fine. But she's breathing steady and she looks all right. She's in a recovery position now.
Satisfied that enough time has passed, Femke can give Peanut the anaesthetic reversal injection. Now, all they can do is wait. Three gibbons down, 3 to go. Zoe and Jake should be a simple prospect. They've both been well trained, so they will not need to be anaesthetised.
They both walk into the box really, really well and give us enough time to shut the slide. We haven't as yet shut the slides on them while they're in the box. We didn't want to scare them or put them off. We've actually only had a very short period of time to do this training with them, so we didn't want any negative at all. So today will be the first day that that slide is shut behind them.
First up, Zoe.
Perfectly walked into the box for us. No stress, no worries. Walked into the box, got rewarded for it, and now we're going to take her to her new home. Without any stress, no anaesthetic. Ideal, absolutely perfect. Right. Such a good girl in there, aren't you? Such a good girl, Zoe. Where are you going?
Ready?
Yep. Good girl, Zoe. Good girl. Straight in and shut the slide.
Didn't seem very worried, did you?
No.
Good job. Go well?
Perfect. Couldn't have planned it any better. Out of a box, up a chute, into the bedroom.
And now for Jake. This should be simple.
Come on then.
Not fully in. Not fully in. No. No.
Get your foot in, I can see you. Come on.
No.
Or not.
Jake, come here. Come here.
Come on, Jake.
No. No.
But after a few words of encouragement and the lure of some tasty grapes, Jake gives in.
No. Got it.
Good job. Good job.
Boy, Jake. Well done, Holly.
With Jake in the box, it's a quick trip over to the other side of the park. And before he knows it, he's well on his way to joining new mate Zoe.
You ready?
He's on his way.
Here we go.
Everybody hopes that Zoe and Jake will make a perfect couple. But before they're introduced, they'll be given a few days to get used to their new surroundings. Coming up, baby Tien is still clinging to his mother. Will she wake up safely from the anaesthetic? This afternoon, the Chimp nursery have been given one of their favourite treats. Fruit-flavoured ice lollies. And they're about to test the newfound friendship between Bryan and Seamus. Some of the ices have been placed in the pond, so the chimps have to work harder at getting them. But they don't like water. This is no problem for clever Seamus. There's no way new recruit Bryan will brave the water. But Sally is willing to chance a wet leg in order to get hold of one. At last, Bryan decides to grab a lolly for himself. They've all gone. Upset, he heads over to Sally. But Sally firmly lets him know it's her lolly and it's staying that way. Plan B. Bryan sidles up to his new buddy, Seamus. But Seamus lets Bryan know exactly how things are. Chimps can be extremely persistent. It's time for Plan C. Lulu. No chance. And her nip comes as a nasty shock. For the youngsters, the nursery is usually all about playtime, but it also helps develop social skills. And it seems Bryan hasn't quite got the idea that you don't take things that don't belong to you. But finally, Sally shows the soft side he was hoping for. Now she's on her second ice lolly, she doesn't mind sharing a bit with Bryan. Unlike Seamus, who's not about to share his monster stash with anybody. At last, Bryan manages to get an ice to himself. And it looks like he's now grasped chimp lesson number 1. If you've got something worth keeping, then stay out of everyone's way. Back with golden-cheeked Gibbon Peanut, her anaesthetic reversal injection should be working.
Peanut. How long since she's had the reversal?
4 minutes.
At last, Peanut starts to come round.
Hello, sweetie. Good morning.
Hey, Peanutter. Not the horrid people around. Come and say hello to me. You've still got Tien. Yes,
And Wendy is relieved.
Come on, sweetheart. Come on. Every time you put an animal under sedation, they need to be able to hear their keepers or someone they trust, their voice. Just like you would come down for an anaesthetic, you want to hear a voice telling you everything's all right and everything's fine and you've done well and you're still there, and you want to be able to recognise that voice. So I'm a known factor. I'm not like Jeremy or the vet who does the darting. I'm not the nasty one, as it were. I'm the good guy, or at least I'm supposed to be the good guy. So hopefully she'll forgive me. Hello, sweet pea. You gonna come and say hello? Come and say hello. Too scary. Tien's happy because Mum's sitting up. I just wanted to come over to me just to say hello. There's my sweetheart. Oh, you are still very wobbly, aren't you? Still very wobbly. Hello, darling. Hello, sweetheart.
Now Mum and baby are safely settled in, it's time for Dad, Pung Yo, to rejoin his family. This family's new enclosure has more space and a natural tree-filled environment in which Tien can grow up. Pung Yo is straight out of his travel box as if nothing has happened and is soon exploring the new space.
The family are back together and I couldn't be more delighted, to be honest with you. Pung Yo doesn't like being away from Peanut. Peanut doesn't like being away from Pung Yo. Baby's all sorted out. Tien's got Mum and Dad back again. I'm happy, they're happy. Relax. Really good to see them back together.
Next time, join us for a Monkey Life special. It's been 5 years in the planning and an exciting new project for park director Alison. Monkey World's first foreign sanctuary for endangered primates is finally a reality as the team breaks ground on their Gibbon Rescue Centre in Vietnam.
Perhaps this is something that actually we could do, that Monkey World and the Vietnamese government could grab hold of and actually do something significant for an endangered species before it faces extinction.
We track through dense jungle trying to find wild golden-cheeked gibbons. But will the team see more than just a glimpse of these elusive creatures? And from gibbons in the wild to those at Monkey World, Peanut and her family experience life in the treetops for the very first time in their new home.